Hello. I am deeply honored to take the baton from my friend Michael Nagel and serve as your new Vice President of Advancement and the Executive Director of the Foundation for Reading Area Community College. Michael is enjoying his well-deserved retirement while providing good counsel to me as I step into this important role. Unfortunately, the pandemic has suspended our plans to gather for our annual RACC Scholarship Dinner. We absolutely plan to be back together again in person next year. Thankfully, with the power of technology, we can bring our scholarship students to you virtually. It is important for our students to express their gratitude for your gifts. Your gifts provide access for these exceptional individuals to achieve their academic and career goals. The pandemic has created challenging times in higher education, and that includes Reading Area Community College. Many community colleges decided to have online-only curriculum. Our president, Dr. Susan Looney, could have made a similar decision, but she knew that for many of our students, learning in a classroom setting was a far preferable educational delivery system. Through her leadership, she has navigated RACC through this crisis with a clear focus on always doing what is best for our students. I am very excited to introduce President Susan Looney to our virtual audience.
Thank you so much, Tony. Today, I am proud to be on stage with our student speakers, Taylor, Armando, Rafaella, and Sarah. These RACC Foundation scholarship recipients will illustrate life stories that demonstrate the 4 pillars of our institution: access, opportunity, excellence, and hope. Taylor tells her story of how the quality of student life at RACC has helped her grow and gain confidence. Armando shares a story of taking opportunities to make his family super proud. Rafaella tells a story of her academic research and her future goals. And Sarah shares with us a story about perseverance despite life betting against her. Their stories are just a few examples of the impact that giving has upon the lives and the futures of RACC students. The Foundation for RACC also strengthens our community by providing scholarships, emergency funds, and learning support services to help students achieve their dreams. Although RACC is a fraction of the cost of a 4-year college or university, it is still a financial challenge for many, many students. Support for the Foundation means that students can attend college for less out-of-pocket expenses and graduate with an associate's degree. Our students can start here and go anywhere. Most importantly, scholarships enable RACC students to focus on what matters most: learning and changing their lives for the better. So thank you to our Foundation scholars for sharing their stories of hope and inspiration. Your perseverance toward achieving excellence, despite the obstacles and challenges, makes me now and forever RACC proud.
Now, I am pleased to introduce our first scholar, Taylor Moyer.
Hello, my name is Taylor. I began RACC as a senior in high school back in 2017 as part of the early admissions program. Now being in one of my last semesters here at RACC, I look back on my journey with much gratitude. I started at RACC as a shy, quiet girl who lacked confidence, but I made it my goal to push past my comfort zone, to be involved, and to have the most enriching experience I could have here. I became a Raven Ambassador in 2018, which was only the beginning of my involvement in personal and academic growth. Being an ambassador pushed me to grow in areas I needed it most. I became more confident speaking in front of large groups of people. I also became much more outgoing and friendly. I've gotten used to doing things that may have intimidated me in the past. Overall, I grew into more of a leader. Since becoming an ambassador, I have become a member of Phi Theta Kappa. I have been involved in the leadership program. I have been a peer mentor to a first-year student, and I have held the position of president of the Christian Network. I thank God for these doors of opportunity opened for me, for without them I would not have met the most wonderful people who impacted me in such a positive way. I would not have heard all of the inspiring stories and learned valuable lessons that I will now carry with me forever. I would not have grown into the leader I am today, one who does not fear the limits of her comfort zone. I would not have been able to get to this point without the people and connections I have made at RACC. In my time here, throughout the trials and tribulations and the ups and downs I faced in different aspects of life, God has provided me the most wonderful and encouraging people. From my amazing friends I made working as an ambassador, who never failed to put a smile on my face even in the most trying of times, to staff members like Barry Wilson, who was my advisor for the Christian Network, who gave great guidance, encouragement, and told the best stories. And to all the other people in between, like my professors, supervisors, and other advisors for clubs I have been involved in. I'm truly blessed to have had these people impact my life in such a positive way. I am grateful for being able to attend a college that has amazing students, staff, faculty, and an outstanding president. I thank the generous donors, as I have been very fortunate throughout my time here to have received scholarships which have allowed me to have this amazing college experience. It truly means the world to me that I did not have to worry about my academic costs being covered, and I will carry that gratitude with me throughout my future endeavors. I plan to transfer to Messiah University next fall, and my long-term goal is to work in the field of psychology, carrying what I've learned throughout the years and applying it to helping others and making a positive impact on their lives. As I venture into my continued education and career journey, I know that no matter where I go, RACC will always be my home, and I will always be RACC proud.
Thank you, Taylor. Our next speaker, our next scholar, is Armando Velazquez Santiago. We welcome you to the stage.
My name is Armando Velazquez Santiago, a name that I hold with great pride. I come from a family of hardworking people who stopped at nothing to make sure that the next generation had an opportunity that they themselves did not receive, which is exactly what my own parents did for me. They immigrated to America, trying to find a new life for their children, to make sure that they had a chance to succeed beyond anything they have done themselves. It was hard to live in this country, poverty striking my family for years, and the only thing keeping it at bay was perseverance and a sheer will to become better for their family, for my siblings, for me. Because of this insane sacrifice to leave their own families, their wealth, their social standings, I hold myself to a standard to make sure I can make use of the chance they've given me. And because of this standard, now I'm going to college, starting at the Reading Area Community College. The end goal is to finish my schooling with a master's degree in computer science, focusing on artificial intelligence, and to move on to creating a safer and more accepting world. RACC is the same college my older sister, Velazquez, went to before going onto the path of receiving her PhD in psychology. Incredibly enough, I already felt like I was home when I first came through the front doors on my own. Before I was seriously thinking about my future, I visited the Yoakum Library time and time again to help my older sister to study. It was always so quiet and felt like a place of knowledge, which makes sense since it is a library and a place to study. So when I finally started going to RACC as a Reading School District college night in senior year, I never felt out of place. I knew these buildings, and now I was learning in them. I was ecstatic. I am following in my sister's footsteps, one of the few people I admire without any doubt in my mind, sitting along with my two parents. I began to really grasp the weight and scale of the opportunity given to me by the wonderful people I call my mom and dad. I understand that this was my comfort zone, that sooner or later I will have to venture to places I have never been. But at this moment, I feel grateful to be able to hold this point of view of RACC. And even now, as a full-time student, these feelings have yet to fade. Of course, going to college is not easy. There's the workload, the outside forces that can completely ravage schedules, and the dreaded financial strain that puts a weight on everybody. With the foundation scholarship, that weight lifts, becomes lighter. It leaves more room to focus and understand where I am and where I'll go. The foundation scholarship allows me to relax with my understanding that right now is a time to learn and grow and not to worry about how I'll be able to pay for the next semester. My family gets to see me succeed. This entire experience was all because of RACC and the opportunities given to me. RACC has become much more than a school. It's become an extension of my family. And as it's been part of our life, my sister's, mine, and my parents, RACC now can watch me go above and beyond because of the foundation support. And for that safety of mind, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Great job, Armando. Great passion. And now I'd like to introduce our third scholar today, Rafaella Gultieri.
Hello, my name is Rafaella Gultieri. When I was 4, my family moved to the United States. I struggled with learning English, and I was in ESL, which is English as a second language, until 6th grade. Even then, I still had quarterly check-ins while in middle school to monitor my progress. And even with tutoring, I struggled. Towards the end of middle school, I began understanding the information I was being taught. I enrolled in honors and AP classes when I entered high school. When I first started advanced classes, it was terrifying, but I felt amazed at the same time. I never pictured myself to have ever taken honors physics or AP psychology. I also realized I have a knack for learning languages, and I was able to pick up French and Chinese. When I hit the halfway point of high school, my mental health plummeted, and I had to make the difficult decision to push off going to college after I graduated from high school. I forced myself to say goodbye to amazing scholarships and opportunities and to put off college for 3.5 years in order to focus on my well-being. When I felt ready to tackle school, I applied to Reading Area Community College. I was disappointed I couldn't follow the traditional academic path, and I felt I was falling behind in my life's progress. Looking back, I would not trade the amount of experience and wisdom I have gained during my time away from school. During my time at RACC, I have been able to grow as a student and a professional in my field. I am an active member of Psi Beta Honor Society and a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. In 2019, I represented RACC at the Beacon Conference where I did a poster presentation for my research in psychoanalyzing a classmate of mine. In spring 2020, I presented my research regarding stress and resilience in college students at the Undergraduate Research and Creativity Conference. And during my last fall semester here at RACC, I will be conducting in-depth research on the topic of stress and resilience among college students and how mental illness can impact these factors. I hope to present this research at Beacon, the Creativity Conference, and the Eastern Psychological Association in 2021. When I graduate this December, I'll be transferring to Thomas Jefferson University to continue my academic journey and obtain a bachelor's degree in psychology. My goal is to eventually earn my doctorate degree and become a clinical psychologist. I plan to continue working on research projects and help individuals through difficult parts of their lives. The Foundation Scholarship has allowed me to have the amazing experiences here at RACC. The scholarship has allowed me to have the necessary material to be successful in my classes and to provide me the support I needed to conduct my own independent study this semester. I will be forever grateful for the experiences I've been given, the relationships I've made with professors, and the support I had from peers and my advisor. It is with this type of support I've had here at RACC that has allowed me to become confident in my academic abilities. I can't express the amount of gratitude I have been given for the chances here at RACC. Thank you.
Beautiful. You could feel dreams coming true right here today. And now our fourth and final scholar, proud to introduce Sarah Kraton.
Hello everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Sarah Critten, and I have been a student at RACC for almost a year. Truth be told, when I first sat down to write my speech, I closed my eyes, and it was as if years of my life flashed like a movie roll filled with images followed by intense emotions, both positive and negative. A novel could not cover my story, but I will try to give you a small insight about myself, how I ended up here, and how my story was changed by RACC and the Foundation Scholarship. My story, probably like any immigrant's, is a bit relatable but unique in its own way at the same time. This is why I ask you to allow me to briefly introduce myself. I am Sarah, one among many more individuals of this planet. I have been an immigrant since the age of 6. I moved to 4 countries during the past decade. I am a dreamer. I believe that the possibilities of tomorrow are as many as stars in the sky, viewed from the countryside, of course. And lastly, I am a believer. I believe in myself. I believe that I am responsible for my actions and for achieving my goals. But most importantly, I believe in God for giving me strength and the opportunity to learn so much in such little time. When I was still very young, my father left me and my mother in Romania in order to find a better job and create a future for us. I was too young to know what life was and how it can bet against you at every step of your way up. But I did know that I wanted to thank my father for surviving every workday with just a sandwich. I knew that I wanted to thank my mother for raising me while being a wife and getting a nursing degree. I knew that I owed it to myself to take the opportunities that lie ahead and create a better future for myself and my little brother. You would think that these events would turn me into a cold person, yet seeing my father only now and then, seeing my mother on the couch literally surrounded by books and notebooks, made me appreciate them and life even more. My parents did literally everything in their power to give me and my brother a better future. They went as far as applying for a visa for the US, and when that did not come, my dad borrowed money to go to work in construction in Spain. When the financial crisis hit Europe, my mom found a job in Germany, and we moved once more. But like I said, when you think that you're finally done with the obstacles, life brings bigger ones and tests your strengths and bets against you every time. After 14 years of making a living in Europe, the US visa came when nobody was even hoping for it anymore. But if I was able to move so often and learn languages on my own, that would not be another challenge for me, right? This is why when my parents asked me at age of 16 if we should make another change, I did not hesitate to give a firm yes as an answer. However, little did I know that life bet against me once more. The first 2 years in the US were very difficult because my parents did not know the language and we struggled financially. As a result of the stress, I developed a really bad type of acne on my face that was almost incurable. But to make matters worse, I had no way to afford going to college. I applied to a full 4-year scholarship in order to spare my parents the burden of additional debts. But when I was rejected, I saw no way out, and all the dreams and plans that I had for myself seemed to disappear just like the dust in the wind in a matter of seconds. I was hopeless and desperate, and I know what most of you think: loans. But how would I be able to pay for them while making a living and survive every month at the same time? Back then, nothing seemed to be the right choice, and every option seemed to create more disadvantages. Yet I knew that when God closes a door, He opens a window. Nothing made sense, but nevertheless, I was determined to find that window. I needed more options, a solution, a miracle even, and that came when I heard about RACC and decided to go there. Later on, I was admitted to the Foundation Scholarship, which allowed me to not only join more challenging classes, but also the possibility to pay for them as well as the supplies needed. When life bet against me, RACC bet on me. The Foundation Scholarship opened many doors for me, and it made me appreciate once more the help and support of others. Faculty and staff were very helpful and supportive. There were, and still are, professors and advisors, who, by the way, they know who they are, that they helped me deal with every other obstacle that I faced in this past year and always bet on me. When I look back at my life, I will remember all the help and support and encouragement that I received from people that did not even know me, but were willing to help me succeed nevertheless. But my story will not end here. I want to become a psychologist and help others overcome difficulties that might stop them from achieving their life goals. My dream is to attend an Ivy League school such as University of Pennsylvania, Princeton, or Vanderbilt. I want to travel the world and live in appreciation of every moment, and one day I will be able to look back with satisfaction at everything that I have accomplished because of my own efforts as well as the support given to me by others. I hope that my story will motivate you to dream big too, and know that even when life seems to bet against you, there are plenty of others that are betting on you. Thank you, RACC Foundation, for betting on me.
Thank you, Sarah. Providing scholarship opportunities to these talented, deserving students speaks directly to the mission of the Foundation for Reading Area Community College. There are hundreds of stories like those we've heard today from each of our scholars. Lives that have been transformed by the scholarships that they have received from donors to the Foundation for RACC. The Foundation Board and our team know that a RACC education can be the bridge to economic opportunity, a good job, and a rich, rewarding life. We share these scholars' gratitude for your gifts that have meant so much to our students. And we welcome you to continue your essential support of these deserving students. Please reach out to me if you would like to discuss additional scholarship support. On behalf of President Looney and the Board of Directors of the Foundation, we thank you for joining us today, and we ask that you share with one more round of applause for our scholars.